There is something special about these restaurants. Restaurants in the Philippines that thrive on unique features and novel marketing ideas. From a restaurant where all the waiters and waitresses and even the chefs sing without a break, to a military-themed restaurant with an atmosphere of an army camp. And from a restaurant where you have to eat with your bare hands as in the traditional way of the native Filipinos, to a restaurant where you can eat while enjoying a foot bath in cool water. Let's jump into the world of unique restaurants in the Philippines. This is a restaurant in the downtown of Manila. It's a famous place that attracts many tourists. At first, the place looks nothing out of the ordinary. But after spending a bit of time in the restaurant, you will realize that this is a place where you can experience the traditional culture of the Filipino people.
I love this restaurant. It's a fun place.
As it turns out, this restaurant offers singing and dancing performances to its patrons. One can imagine the fame of this restaurant by glancing at the photos on the wall. Interestingly enough, all the waiters, waitresses, and chefs in this restaurant used to be professional singers. Restaurants with a music band and singers are not uncommon, but it's definitely not common to see a restaurant where every employee engages in singing and dancing.
These are memorabilia from their TV performances. We choose our employees through auditions. They must be good at singing and dancing. As you can see, our patrons can enjoy the performance throughout their dining.
To an outsider, waiting and serving tables and singing and dancing at the same time may not look easy at all, but the employees here perform their two distinct tasks with professional ease.
Filipino people love to sing. That's where we got the idea.
Song after song turns the restaurant into a musical performance.
Ngayon, lagay na natin ang ako ay isang model doon sa Ermitan. Gabi-gabi sa disco ay nagpapatuga.
Looks like the patrons are greatly entertained by the employees' performances. With its great menus, this place also provides nice entertainment. It's the winning combination that makes this restaurant special.
This restaurant has great taste, and I love the entertaining atmosphere here.
The great taste joined with the entertainment makes everybody happy and satisfied.
It's nice to have music here. It's good for digestion, too.
With its unique feature, the Iha Iha restaurant is indeed a very popular attraction for tourists in the Philippines. Out of the 7,000 islands in the Philippines, Cebu, called the Black Pearl of Asia, is probably the most well-known and beloved island for its clean, white, sandy beaches. While driving on the road toward the downtown area, you can spot a place with an unusual appearance. The first thing you notice is the barbed wires around the main entrance. They seem very strange. What's going on here?
It's a very fun place. Go in and see for yourself.
We decided to follow the man's advice and went into the place with much curiosity. It was a restaurant. Again, it seems there's nothing special about this establishment. But with a short glance at its decorations, you quickly recognize what this place is all about. The variety of army supplies decorating this place reveals that it's a military-themed restaurant. The kitchen in this restaurant is called the War Room.
Attention! Begin your work.
Yes, sir.
Under the chef's command, the kitchen hands quickly move to their stations. From the caps to aprons, they're all dressed in an army uniform according to the theme of the restaurant.
We want our guests to have fun while they're here. That's why we wear these, to provide a fun experience to our customers.
Maybe because it's a military-themed restaurant, the employees move and do their work as if they were soldiers.
This is a special dish prepared by my men.
People come to this restaurant to enjoy its unique atmosphere.
I came here after hearing about the place, and I'm not disappointed. I am having a great time.
Not only can you eat here, but you can also shoot.
Usually, shooting ranges are located far off, but conveniently, there's a shooting range in the backyard of the restaurant. Looks fun, doesn't it? Our search for unique restaurants is not over yet. After driving north from Manila, we arrived in the city of Quezon. This is the very famous Kamayan restaurant. Not only is it famous locally, the place is also very popular among foreign tourists. One can imagine the fame of this place by looking at the ceiling. From one end to the other, the ceiling is covered with handprints of celebrities who had once dined here, along with Sean Connery's and former President Ferdinand Marcos. Handprints of many world-class figures and celebrities decorate the ceiling, and it's only part of a big attraction that this establishment offers.
Once people heard about it over word of mouth, people all over the world started to visit our place. And after one visit, they usually become our regulars.
A table on one side of the restaurant is filled with food that will satisfy the taste of patrons. They're mostly traditional Filipino dishes. They're dishes in which the indigenous culture of the Filipino people is alive. What makes this restaurant unique is that all the patrons here eat the dishes using their hands. The word Kamayan means eating with hands in the native language. It's the traditional method of eating for the Filipino people.
These days, people eat using a fork. But in this place, you can go back to the joy of eating with your own hands.
Of course, greasy hands is one annoying side effect, but don't worry. On one side of the dining hall is a row of washstands with water contained in red jars with faucets. The traditional Filipino way of dining is the biggest attraction of the Kamayan restaurant.
I feel comfortable eating with my hands. It's our own way.
Since its opening in 1977, the Kamayan restaurant has become quite a success story. Currently, there are 5 branch restaurants operating in Manila alone. This restaurant is a perfect place to visit for people who like to eat delicious food and experience the native food culture of the Filipino people by eating with their hands.
There's nothing more enjoyable than eating with your own hands.
Now, how about enjoying a cool breeze blowing through trees? Driving through the woods for a while, one arrives at a place with fresh air and pristine surroundings. Featuring a serene lake, Villa Escudero is another famous spot in Quezon. It's a popular tourist site, and an establishment to this day has been run by 3 generations of the Escudero family. Built during the Spanish colonial period, it's the largest coconut farm in the northern part of the Philippines. An average of 2,000 tourists visit this place each month. Of course, the foods are a big part of the tour. The guests from all over the farm gather for their meal. By the way, there's something that makes eating here a unique experience. People can eat while their feet are dipped in cool water. Everybody here takes off shoes and socks first before eating. Looks like it's a very smart way to blow off the summer heat.
I like it very much. There's nothing like this restaurant. You should give it a try too.
The backdrop of picturesque waterfall provides a perfect setting for enjoying the food. The waterfall definitely has a great cooling effect. The Labasan Waterfalls was created artificially by blocking a 6-kilometer-long lake. The 40-meter-wide and 8-meter-high waterfall has become one of the favorites among the Villa Escudero tourists.
You ought to follow Roman rules when in Rome, and it's the same here in the Philippines. You should get your bare feet dipped in the water first if you want to eat.
The waterfall provides tourists who come here with refreshing enjoyment and relaxation. Of course, the tourists don't forget to get their pictures taken. What could be more enjoyable than this?
Being here is really refreshing. It totally blows away my stress. Great waterfall and great food. Who can ask for more?
I really love it.
Unique restaurants in the Philippines with their own special features. Their attractions are different, but they all provide people with a great time and memorable experiences. As long as the customer is king, these restaurants with fresh ideas and unique features are certainly here to stay.
Make way, here come the rickshaws. It doesn't matter when or where, the rickshaws of India and Bangladesh will take you anywhere, anytime. From the colorful and posh Bangladeshi rickshaws to the humble, sweat-soaked rickshaws of India, let's get on a rickshaw and leave for India and Bangladesh. Our first destination is Bangladesh, located in the northeastern part of the Indian subcontinent. This small country is home to 130 million Bangladeshis. Because of the huge number of inhabitants, the streets are always overflowing with people. And buses are filled to their capacity all the time.
I'm leaving. Hurry, get on.
You're not coming on? Take pictures of my bus next time. Don't worry about missing the bus in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a country with so many rickshaws. The streets are literally overflowing. The rickshaw is a tricycle made by modifying the bicycle and is pulled by a driver. Bangladesh is mostly a country with flat plains, and rickshaws can pretty much go anywhere.
It's an exciting ride. Try it for yourself.
Their numbers seem endless. Exactly how many rickshaws are there in this country? People who make their living by pulling rickshaws are called rickshawala. It's estimated that there are about 300,000 rickshawalas in Bangladesh.
We take people to wherever they want to go, anywhere they want.
Then how's the fare?
How much is the fare to the central market?
They're usually decided by haggling.
If you don't haggle, the guys will rip you off. I never let them do that to me.
When I didn't know, I just paid what they asked. I don't do that anymore.
Haggling is a common sight on the streets. But there has to be a basic fare, and it is set at about 20 cents. The daily income of rickshawalas depends on the number of passengers.
The weather was nice, so I had a good number of passengers. I did pretty good today. Luck plays a part, but mostly you only get as much as you worked.
Their earnings seems to be not on par with the hard work they do. If there's a distinguishing feature in Bangladesh rickshaws, it has to be their lavish colors. The Bangladesh rickshaws usually have wild color schemes. Not to mention the passenger seat, the inside and the outside of the rickshaw are adorned with colorful pictures and decorations.
Doesn't my rickshaw look pretty? Passengers like to ride in pretty rickshaws.
I didn't decorate it myself. There's someone who does that for us.
Who is this rickshaw decorator? Let's go meet him.
Follow me.
The man we were interested in turned out to be a real veteran rickshaw decorator with 25 years of experience under his belt. He is considered the master in his craft.
As long as I have the sewing machine, I can make any design. It's like my own hands. And it doesn't even take that long.
With his trusted sewing machine and scissors, the man sews, cuts, and pastes decoration pieces without much effort. We wait for his final product. Will it be a masterpiece worthy of his name? At last, the master completes his work. His product is figured with birds and flowers in diverse colors. It seems the usage of many gold and silver foils throughout the design tells something about the optimistic temperament of Bangladeshi people.
Lavish colors and designs are the key in attracting passengers. Wouldn't you agree?
The next morning, we visited a rickshaw depot. This place houses around 200 rickshaws. Because it's still early in the morning, most of them are yet to be taken out by their owners. But some of the more diligent rickshawallas are already busying themselves in preparation of today's business. They first check for any broken parts and then wax their vehicles. They treat their rickshaws as if they are worth more than their lives. They clean and clean the rickshaw until it becomes spotless.
I feed my family with this. It's more than a treasure to me. Oh, look at this. It's so shiny that you can see my face in there. Very good.
A man is going up the stairs. The second floor of the depot is used as a barrack for rickshawallas themselves. Some commute to this depot from their home every day, while the ones who don't own home here live here. Pedaling a bicycle to pull a passenger cart all day is not an easy job, and for many, getting up in the morning is equally difficult.
Wake up! You've got work to do. Let's go to work. The sun is up. Come on. What the hell did you do last night? Hey, wake up! Come on, let's go!
They generally work until midnight, but the start time varies according to each rickshawalla's choice.
Even if you're exhausted from yesterday's heavy work, you've got to start early if you want to get more passengers.
Their bodies are heavy with fatigue. With much difficulty, many of them manage to get themselves up and get ready for today's work. In order to earn money, they have to pedal the rickshaw with their 2 feet all day. There's no other way around. Most of the rickshawallas are from very poor families in the urban slum area. Rickshaws are an essential part of public transportation, and at the same time, they provide many poor people with their livelihood. So begins another grueling day for rickshawallas. We wish you good business and good luck. The rickshaw is cheap and can move through heavy traffic. At times, it is even capable of carrying more than one passenger. Rickshaw passengers are usually short-distance travelers.
The rickshaw is the most comfortable ride for me. It can even be a very cool ride when it catches speed.
At the moment, Bangladesh is flooded with rain. The city is easily flooded by heavy rain due to poor road construction and maintenance. During the season, virtually all city traffic grounds to a halt, and people's activities get tied down as well. It's extremely difficult to move around in this season.
Whenever there's heavy rain, everything stops. I guess someone made a big hole in the sky.
The rain makes moving around very difficult.
Traffic comes to a halt when the city is underwater. Only the rickshaws are on the move. Rickshaws pedal through the water-filled streets. It is the time of year when rickshaws prove their real worth. In their rainy day gear, rickshawallas go as far as to pick up their fares at passenger-requested locations. In the rain, rickshawallas put on a cap made from a plastic bag and add more cover to their vehicle to keep passengers from getting wet. The flooded roads make things much harder for rickshawallas, but with a smile on their faces, they continue to do their best. Hello! The passenger seems to be in an equally jolly good mood.
I love rainy days.
Whether in good or bad weather, wind or no wind, rickshawallas are always ready to take passengers to their destination, wherever that might be. Since they don't have the power to stop rain, they shield themselves in a variety of fashions. Hey, mister, you've got something there. It doesn't look like the cap is in its original shape. Did you do something to make it look like now?
No, I've been wearing this a long time, so it sort of changed the...
In this rain, we can't see ahead clearly if we don't wear a hat or a cap.
Rainy days bring inevitable problems. The rainy weather has a bad effect on various parts of their vehicle, resulting in breakdowns. In the case of a breakdown, they're left with no choice but to pull the rickshaw along with their hands.
Hey, buddy, are you having a problem? Go on, tell me. Hey!
I got a flat tire.
He's got a flat tire. It must be a headache for that poor guy.
Bangladesh is the land of rickshaws. It was an invigorating experience to see these rickshawwallas work with smiles on their face despite the very difficult conditions they must endure. Our next destination to our quest for rickshaws is India. It's said that what surprises first visitors to this country the most is its wide diversity of public transportation. We felt we were truly in India when the thermometer read 40 degrees Celsius on its scale.
It's really hot here. Though we can live with the hot air, the sun is absolutely scorching.
Well, you wear a towel on your head like this to block off sun rays. This makes it much more bearable.
After you're ready to cope with the blazing sun, turn your eyes to the traffic. From fast-running automobiles and motorcycles to traditional ox carriages, a truly wide variety of public transportation coexist in India. But of all, the most friendly public transportation is rickshaws. They're also the most common vehicles on the road as well. But compared to the lavishly decorated rickshaws of Bangladesh, there is a huge difference. The plain looks and rusted service of the Indian rickshaws are in sharp contrast to its much more colorful Bangladeshi cousins. This is a rickshaw depot in the downtown area. We visited the place to chat with the rickshawwallas who were taking a break from the scorching weather from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Some were waiting for a passenger in their rickshaws, while some were taking a nice nap under the shade of a tree. It seems no one would be able to wake them up from their heavily mid-afternoon nap. We heard that there's a man among the rickshawwallas of this depot who can perform a very unique stunt with his rickshaw.
Since you came here all the way, I really hope you will meet him before you leave. You must.
He's been a rickshawwalla for 20 years.
I'll show you what I can do, for you came all the way to India.
What kind of stunt does he have in store for us? Let's see.
Are you ready?
He leaves with 3 wheels touching the ground, and then comes back only on 2 wheels. Wow, he must be really proud of his stunt. Hey, mister, how about one more run? Oh no, he's falling to the side. People know even monkey falls from tree by making mistakes sometimes, but hey, mister, aren't you a bit embarrassed? There's another common sight on the Indian streets. That's the scene of rickshawwallas waiting in line for their turn patiently. But what are they waiting for? As it turned out, they were waiting to get their rickshaws fixed by the repair guy known for his great skill.
If something goes wrong with a rickshaw, people always come to me because I'm the guy who can fix every problem. I mean it.
He's been repairing broken rickshaws in this alley for the last 10 years. He has a great reputation among rickshawwallas for his skills.
A driver and a pinch are all I need to fix rickshaws. I can't even remember how many rickshaws I fixed.
Being the skilled as well as experienced repairman that he is, he gets right into work after a brief examination. By the way, what's the problem with this rickshaw?
It makes weird noises, and I can't get any speed out of it. It's all fixed up now, pay me. I charge according to the seriousness of problems. I get nothing less or nothing more. That's how I've been working.
Are you happy with the work?
Yes, and now I'm going back to work.
The rickshaw is far from being luxurious, or sophisticated, or fast-running. But there's something special about it, for it's so close to the lives of ordinary people. To many, it's a cheap and convenient method of public transportation, and to some, it's an invaluable tool, which with they earn their living.
In Asia, there's a great number of traditional liquors that are all different in taste and flavor. From the Laotian traditional liquor Mak Dim, which was enjoyed by the nation's royals, to Lao Hai, which has been the liquor for the common folks. And there's a sweet and sour Arag, the traditional Mongolian liquor made from the immensely nutritious horse milk. In the Philippines, people really go distances to make their favorite lambanag. It's made with fresh coconuts. Whether in good or bad times, there's nothing like a drink of liquor. Let's jump into the world of traditional Asian liquors. Laos is in the Indochina Peninsula. It's a small nation, and the woodlands and jungles make up 70% of the country's landmass. This is the restaurant of the capital city of Vientiane. When we stepped in, a traditional performance was in progress. Laotians love song and dance, and it's not hard to figure out why this restaurant is a popular spot.
I like it very much. The dishes are nice too.
Of course, there's a fine liquor to go with the nice dishes. Beloved by people for its subtle flavor. It is a traditional liquor called magdim. We set out to learn more about this liquor. We visited a distillery located in an isolated area where they produce magdim. When we stepped in, employees were busy working and there were a number of large tanks.
Magdim is produced in these tanks. These days, we rely on automated production. From the tanks, we get distilled magdim in its early stage.
An employee in a red shirt offered to show us something and began to remove some coverings from the floor. As we were told, this was a secret place where they kept the undiluted solution of magdim. Made with 50 different herbs, only the royals could enjoy magdim in the old days. After looking at the undiluted solution, we could understand why magdim is regarded so highly. We're dying to find out what it tastes like. So what does it taste like?
Oh, it doesn't have any bitter taste and is sort of sweet. I like this better than the final product.
The magdim is known to have effects of improving eyesight and recovering stamina. The liquor is exported overseas. A bottle cost about $300 American. Dubbed as a liquor of miracles, Laotian magdim is gaining popularity around the world. It's a strong liquor with 50% alcohol, but what does it taste like?
Excellent.
How is it different from other liquors?
It has a very strong and exotic herbal flavor.
Then let's go meet another traditional Laotian liquor. Driving out of the city for 8 hours. We arrived in a quiet country village on a mountain plateau. Entering the village, we came across a woman working on her harvested crops.
What is that you're doing now?
I'm going to make liquor with this.
Oh, I see.
Another traditional Laotian liquor, Lao Hai, is produced in the mountain region of this country, following exactly the same old method. They first mix rice flours with winnowed rice balls and have the mixture steamed on a wooden fire. Lao Hai is the liquor of choice for the common folks of Laos. Including taste, Lao Hai shares many similarities with Korean makgeolli. Both are made with grains and produced in resembling manner. A lot of work goes into the making of Lao Hai, but it's something that Laotian men can't live without.
It's all finished. All you have to do now is just to it covered in a cool spot.
Well, you can't drink it right away. You have to wait about 10 to 15 days.
With the addition of water, the Lao Hai is now ready for consumption.
You need this to drink Lao Hai.
They drink Lao Hai through these long and hollowed-out bamboo sticks, using them like straws. It's a unique drinking experience which people can only enjoy with Lao Hai.
Wow! I just love it so much.
It's impossible to talk about traditional Asian liquors without Mongolia. It's a land of horses and grasslands. The peaceful scenery of sheep grazing on grassland under a wide blue sky is enough to wash away any mental strains of a typical urban dweller. A country larger than Western Europe, Mongolia is filled with many wonders. What kind of liquors do Mongolian people enjoy? With an inquiring mind, we first visited the Nahruntol marketplace in the capital city of Ulaanbaatar. To our surprise, Mongolians looked so much like Koreans. They all had very familiar looks. Strolling in the market gave us a feeling of being at a country market in Korea. When in Mongolia, it's a good idea to visit the marketplace and try to find resemblances between Koreans and the Mongolians.
They're the most popular snacks around here.
Boiled potato and honey pancake? Even the taste for snacks is similar to each other. More interestingly, people here and there in the market were selling something that looked like Korean makgeolli. As it turned out, the drink was a traditional Mongolian liquor called arag. Want a drink? The man drinks a bowl of arag without a pause. How do you like it, mister?
It has a very nice taste, but it's also good for your health. Arirang cleans up your stomach. Of course, give me a bowl of Arirang. Have a bowl before the drink runs out.
Even the manner of drinking arag in a bowl is similar to Korea. So what kind of liquor is arag? To learn more about this liquor, we headed toward the heartland of Mongolia. The first thing we saw when we arrived was a herd of horses. To nomadic people, horses like a family member and a friend. Arag is made during the summer season when horses consume the greatest amount of grass. Arag is made directly out of horse milk. About a kilogram of milk can be obtained a day per horse. It's important to keep stirring the milk in a large bucket. They stir the milk using a uniquely shaped wooden pole. The act of stirring accelerates fermentation process by bringing out more airs and acids. But for the milk to be made into high-quality liquor, the milk must be stirred no less than 10,000 times.
We've still got a very long way to go.
It must be very hard work for you.
It's okay. It's a part of our lives. I'll bring the bucket close to my tent so I can do other work when I'm not stirring the milk.
During the summer season, people in the grasslands busy themselves with stirring horse milk. But once the work is done, they've just secured 7 months' supply of arag in advance. The arag is a nutritious dietary supplement that contains rich minerals of the horse milk. It's also something that can quench the boredom of life in the grassland. Arag is often served to close family guests, and because of its low alcohol level, the arag is something that even women and kids widely enjoy. Hey kid, do you like arag?
Of course.
You really like it that much?
Yes, I drink arag every day. I like it better than milk.
When you're in Mongolia, don't forget to have a bowl of arag. This time, we turned our eyes to the Philippines, the country famous for its beautiful beaches. Composed of more than 7,000 islands, the country is blessed with pristine natural environments and tropical beauty. If there's one thing that can be found in plenty in this land, it's the coconuts. As can be expected, people of this country have their own brand of traditional liquor made with coconuts. While walking into a coconut forest, we met a boy who was on the way to a coconut tree.
I'm going to climb up the coconut tree and collect the tree's sap in this container.
Looks like the boy is much experienced in his work. We later found out that he's been doing this for the last 3 years. In order to make lambanag, the traditional coconut liquor of this country, they need coconut tree sap that are collected from the top of the trees. As if he were in a circus show, he moves between trees, walking on poles to collect the tree sap. He climbs up and down several times a day to collect 3 to 4 liters of coconut tree sap.
Climbing down with a heavy container is very difficult. That's why I climb up and down many times. That's the coconut tree sap.
Oh, so this is the sap from the coconut tree. This sap is made into liquor after 4 to 5 days of fermentation. In this area, coconut trees are plentiful and the village has its own lambanog producing facility. To increase the level of alcohol, lambanog is put through a distillation process several times.
Lambanog is not easy to make. Collecting tree sap is a difficult task and you have to boil it for more than 2 hours to get the right taste.
After repeated distillation, the famous lambanog is born. It's a strong liquor with 45% alcohol. The people in this country drink lambanog widely. They use it on almost every occasion, whether it be in a public event or a private party. Lambanog is a famous liquor and many tourists buy a bottle before they leave the Philippines.
When getting a bottle of lambanog, look carefully how transparent and clean the content is. In that way, you can enjoy the true taste of this liquor. I highly recommend lambanog.
Even though it's liquor made with coconut, it's extremely strong. What do you think of lambanog?
There's nothing like lambanog. It gets to you in a very pleasant way, and it doesn't give you a hangover the next morning. Would you like a glass?
The traditional liquors of Asia. They're all made with different materials and in different manners, but they all add to the native culture of their own land and people. As long as there are people with their own unique way of life, their traditional liquors will always be there at their side.
Who can imagine Japan without its famous hot springs? But in Japan, there's one hot spring which is not like any other. Have you ever heard about the hot spring of Matsuyama in Ehime Prefecture? The place appeared in a famous novel and even received a royal visit. It's the most prestigious hot spring city in Japan. For its fame, the city is always booming with tourists. Let's fly to the bathing paradise on Earth and jump into the waters of Japanese hot springs. Matsuyama in the northwestern part of Shikoku. For a long time, Ehime Prefecture has been home to the finest hot springs in Japan. Tourists from all over Japan flock to the city all year round for a hot spring bath. Among these tourists, there's a group of people who flew over here from a foreign country to dip their bodies in the finest hot spring in Japan. They are tourists from Korea.
How do you like to be in Japan?
It's not a big deal. I come here all the time. I visited here twice last year. I came here for a hot spring bath. I have bad knees.
Oh, really?
That place.
They all came here to improve their health problems. Outside of the airport, tour buses are waiting to provide the Korean tourists with free transportation.
I'm going to provide the best service possible to my Korean guests.
Most of all, it's great because the bus ride is free of charge.
Welcome aboard. We'll arrive at the hot spring shortly.
Okay, let's head to the hot spring, which will blow away our stress. We visited a part of the city which is gaining more and more fame around Japan. As soon as we arrived, something caught our attention. They were the people walking around the streets in their bathing gown called yukata. Regardless of age or gender, everybody was in his or her yukata. That wasn't the only thing. Everybody was also carrying a curious-looking basket. What are they for? What's inside?
It's my bathing towel. I also have soap in here. This is my bathing basket.
It wasn't any different with the men.
Aren't you a bit embarrassed?
Not at all. You need the basket for a bath.
Then, let's go check out the finest hot spring in the city of Matsuyama. This is Dogo Hot Spring, the most famous as well as the oldest hot spring in Japan. It was built 100 years ago and became the first public bath to be designated as a Japanese national treasure.
The hot spring is this way.
Every feature in this establishment reflects its long history. Even small bits and pieces do their part in keeping the old Japanese charms alive. Everything can be used even today. Along with its classy atmosphere, the hot spring waters of Dogo are known to be of the highest quality in Japan. They're reputed to be especially good for the skin and in curing neuralgia. Nothing really compares to being in a hot spring bath.
Being in here really clears up my head. It's also the best way to regain your stamina.
Yet there's still something else that attracts the interest of our guests.
This room used to be the Emperor's quarter.
This place is the only hot spring in Japan which had the honor of accommodating royal personages.
This is the Emperor's private bath.
The magnificent granite tub is contrasted by simple wooden bath buckets. But there's more. There's another unrivaled attraction of Dogo Hot Spring. Dogo Hot Spring was the backdrop of the literary masterpiece of modern Japan, Botchan. Written by Natsume Soseki, is a household tale that everyone in Japan is familiar with.
This used to be Natsume Soseki's room during his stay in Matsuyama.
Natsume Soseki used the Dogo Hot Spring as the backdrop of his famous novel, but it doesn't end there. The city of Matsuyama offers a variety of attractions based on Botchan's themes. One of them is the Botchan locomotive. The train engine, which appears in the novel, still operates without any alteration in appearance from 100 years ago. Passengers on this train for a few minutes imagine themselves to be the main characters of the novel. It's a part of the whole attraction.
Besides great hot springs, Matsuyama has many wonderful attractions.
Among many Botchan-themed attractions, the Botchan Karakuri Clock Tower is probably the most popular one. It looks like an ordinary clock, but a crowd gathers in front of the clock tower and ready their cameras for a photo shoot. It looks like they're waiting for something to happen. What are they waiting for? Every hour, little figures spring out of the clock tower to the amusement of the crowd. The tower itself was modeled after the Dogo Hot Spring House. And the figures are characters from Botchan. The micro movements of the figurines are enough to please the gathered crowd. There's another crowd gatherer. His popularity is only next to the clock tower.
I've seen nothing like this before. The clock is really great.
There's another crowd gatherer. His popularity is only next to the clock tower.
Say cheese! I'm the keeper of the clock tower.
He's the tour guide for the clock tower. His police uniform is said to be based on Botchan's character.
Is that sword real?
It's a fake. But my mustache is real.
Hello! We love you!
No hot spring bath would be so nice without some great dishes.
Welcome! Come in.
This restaurant specializes in seafood. Nothing can be better for your health than a hot spring bath followed by some mineral-rich seafood dining. Just looking at it is invigorating enough. This restaurant has a very special menu.
After a hot spring bath, you must have this menu. It's a raw mackerel dish.
Mackerel is the king of blueback fishes. After skinning the fish, the mackerel is cut along the length, and then without any marinating, its meat is sliced into sizable chunks. High in protein and vitamins, the raw mackerel is definitely a great choice after a hot spring bath. It looks really delicious. And there's a bonus dish. It's mackerel sushi, the combination of raw mackerel meat and rice. The mackerel sushi is famous for its tenderness and savory aftertaste. Hello, mister. How do you like it?
It doesn't have a fishy smell, and it literally melts in your mouth. I love it.
In Matsuyama, there are about 100 hot spring spots with their own unique features and services. Out of these, a hot spring where you can enjoy a foot bath is very popular. People take off their socks and shoes and enjoy a warm foot bath in this street hot spring spot. How do you like the foot bath?
It's very refreshing.
And the service provided here is completely free of charge. How can you not be happy here? A foot bath helps blood circulation and is a good way to remove waste and toxins from your body. You become healthy just by taking a foot bath. This is a hotel where people can enjoy a hot spring bath in a variety of settings and atmospheres. This place offers many unique features and services. There's a hot spring waterfall massage, which catches our eye. And there's the bath section, in which you can enjoy the scenery through a giant glass window while bathing. But there's more! On one side of the venue, there is some sort of containers with only people's heads sticking out. What are those containers for? And what are the men doing in there?
What are you doing?
Sauna. I'm in a sauna.
As it turned out, they were solitary saunas. It is a very small place, but 10 minutes of sitting in the box, you start to sweat because of the hot steam air that comes out of the box. It's a good idea to be in a sauna and in cold water in turns.
We recommend a solitary sauna to people who don't want to be disturbed by or disturb others in an ordinary sauna.
The sauna is very popular, for it's known to be good at reducing body tensions while helping blood circulation.
You feel much lighter after a sauna session.
Japan has a very well-developed bathing culture because of its hot and humid climate. As a result, there are many unique hot springs in the country. This hotel is famous for its hot spring in a jungle setting and atmosphere. Tropical trees and plants surround the bathing venue. It almost seems as if we are in a jungle.
Our guests can enjoy a hot spring bath in this tropical setting all year round.
The biggest attraction of this jungle hot spring bath is the sense of privacy the setting facilitates. How could you not like the jungle hot spring?
This place makes me feel like I'm bathing in a natural setting. I'm much more relaxed here.
By the way, what's this bucket of salt doing here? Staying in 36 degrees Celsius water after spreading salt in your body makes your muscles more flexible. It also helps you to sweat out waste and toxins from your body system.
The place offers a diverse range of settings and environments for a hot spring bath, so it never gets boring.
Hot springs in Japan are truly a blessing from heaven. How about washing away old stains in your body and mind with magical power of hot spring waters? Let's forget about our worries and fly to the hot springs of Matsuyama.